Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers. You better wake up for the pay stub or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bruh, fuck the game up. Change up, rearrange stuff to your greatness. Same us for the way up, play the game, bruh.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.
What's up, everyone? Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Don Vic. You already know the vibes. This is the place where you find new faces, new stars, and upcoming celebrities all the time. So today we got a special guest coming on the show all the way from Atlantic City. He is a singer by the name of Will Preston. We'll be talking to him and finding out exactly what he got going out in ATL. Big shout out to ATL. And so folks, before I bring him on, because he's here on my panel, I want to thank everyone that tuned in yesterday for the Don Vic Show Showdown Challenge. Singer versus singer. I want to shout out everyone that came in, the judges, the voters, the supporters, everyone. Thank you so much. And big shout out to Katrina Santana that won last night. She'll be going on to the next challenge, March 16th against Joe Z. So tune in for that and let's find out who goes on to the next challenge. All right. Big shout out to everyone around the world. YouTube, you know the vibes. Thank you guys so much for the support. So now we're going to bring in my guest tonight is Will Preston. We're going to find out what he got going on and what projects he's working on. So please welcome Will Preston to the show, folks.
What's going on, Vic?
What's up, big dog?
Oh, how are you?
I'm good, man. You know the vibes.
I know, it's awesome. Hey, I gotta correct you though. You said Atlantic City. Not that I have anything against Atlantic City, but it's Atlanta. That's
you know
right,
what it is?
all day.
You know why I say Atlantic City? Because I was just talking to my boy right outside before this about because I go a lot to Atlantic City for celebrity boxing.
Yep.
So I'm in Atlantic City thinking,
It's all right.
but yeah, Atlanta. Thank you for making that clear.
It's all right. We got our own kind of boxing down here.
So, Will, how long have you been in the industry as a entertainer?
So I released my first project in 2005. So this makes this is 19 years, I guess. I don't sit to think about the time often, but it was 2005. I released my debut project. It was called It's My Will. Great album. Did really well across the world. So that kind of was my platform in introducing me on the indie scene to a lot of music lovers.
Wow. Was this something that you wanted to do as a young kid, or this grew as you got older? You said, man, I want to get into the singing industry.
Yeah. As far as being in the industry, I can't say it's necessarily what I wanted to do, but singing and writing and stuff like that was always something that I was very interested in. I just always loved music. It's just something that was just always a part of me. I think that I began to get serious about it probably around the time shortly before I released my first project. It was just another world that I was excited by, and doors opened, and I kind of walked into it. And so I can't say it was a lifelong dream to be in the industry, but it certainly has always been a part of me, singing and writing and anything musical, really.
Wow. You look like to me one of the choir boys. Did you sing in the choir in church?
Well, I attended church quite regularly. I grew up in the church. I was in the children's choir.
Okay.
Yeah, so that was I did all of that. And
Okay.
church is still very much a big part of my life. Although my music is R&B, but you know that foundation is in gospel as well, and so you know
Yeah.
it's in me.
Right. Right. Amen to that. You know, it's. I'm glad you came on here today because I wanted to talk about R&B. I
Yeah.
grew up. I grew up on R&B. You know, and I wish that we can hear more of it. You know, I know it's out there, but you know, hip hop, rap music have taken a toll on music that, you know, I don't really hear much R&B music as much as I want to hear it. Because like I'm more into the love part of it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, the baby, I need you, baby, hold me, you know, baby, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
not the, you know, I'm coming through the alley, got my, you know, I'm about to pull up on you and she, you
You
know,
know, yeah, yeah. It's there's time and place for every lyric, right? But I think I agree with you, and people have this yearning for, you know, soulful R&B or really solid R&B. When you think about, you know, when we were coming up, you know, Jagged Edge and you know all of those wonderful Luther and Drill
yeah, oh,
Levert and
Key Sweat,
Jodeci,
yeah,
yeah,
Key Sweat,
all of that good stuff. Avant and even Usher was
Usher,
staying in
yeah,
that and staying in that lane back then, and so it's still there. You know, we're still out here. You just gotta have to dig for us and look for us and get your subscriptions to Spotify and Apple Music
yeah,
because it's not necessarily being played on the radio. And I think that's one of the biggest tragedies of modern music is that it often shapes what people think music is all about. And it's just so much more music out here that's readily available. You just have to dig a little harder for it, but you can find it. I mean, you can find that good R&B. And what I've noticed, you know, especially on my journey, you know, on the indie scene is really where you find that solid R&B. I mean, you have brothers like, you know, you have Tank and you have Joe and you have, you know, some of the others who are mainstream. But when you look on the indie side, you have Eric Roberson, you have Bilal, you have Dwele, you have me, you have, you know, a lot of us out here still, you know, operating in that vein of a Luther with a more modern twist and turn, you know. So we are, you know, we're here, but you just have to look a little deeper because they're not playing us on mainstream most of the time, you know.
and that's the problem because you guys should be playing more, you know, more often because you know, R&B it hasn't faded away. It's there, like you said. We gotta just look, and I feel like we don't, you know, we don't have to, we shouldn't be able to have to look for it. It should just be there. You
Correct.
know, I
Yeah.
think that R&B singers, just like people that sing slow music, should be right up there with the hip hop. You know,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
as much as hip hop's being played, R&B and slow music should be played just as much.
Well,
Um,
it's almost like the industry couldn't handle us both, right? So hip hop had to fight for their footing and their platform, and it's
yeah,
almost like when hip hop got there, they relinquished some of the aspects of the R&B. And back then, you know, we were all considered black artists or what have
yeah,
you. Even if our music, you know, had crossover appeal, we still were branded, you know, for the most part, black artists. And so the industry has done its job of making sure that I guess that there's not too many of us out there in circulation.
right.
But you know, I wish we were afforded, you know, the same opportunities across the board, and rather than having someone who sounds like us with a different face and they get, you know, airtime all the time.
Yeah, I agree 100%. You know, I've I also, you know, was into the music. You know, I sing a little bit. I'm not the greatest singer, but I can hold a note. You know what I mean? Um, Rapping was my thing too. But you know, it was hard for me, right? At my time back in the '80s, early '80s, to get into it because back then it was harder. You had to do it was a you know the internet wasn't out. You know, you
Yep.
had to do a lot of footwork. You had to have your foot soldiers to promote your music. You had to burn your CDs to pass them out. You had to drive to Connecticut, New York, Atlanta, you know, to promote yourself. So it was a lot of work. And on top of that, you had to know somebody, or
Hmm.
you had to have money to be involved. If you didn't have none of those, then you was no matter how hot you was just a regular artist. You know,
Yep.
you had to have money to get in, or you had to you had to know somebody that was plugged in to plug you in. Um,
I remember those days, not to cut you off, so hold your
yeah,
thought, but I remember those days so vividly because so much has changed since I released my first project. I mean, I think when in 2004, I know Instagram wasn't out. I can't recall Facebook right out, but we had very little social media. And so I remember, getting my flyers printed up from, it
yeah,
was this place down in Miami, and I'd get like a bulk of 5,000 flyers and we mail them out, all over the country. And then I had, special distribution deals with Bondi's Music and then people here in Philadelphia and Skippy White's up in Boston. I mean, it was like
yeah.
so many places that I would send my music to and they would get it out and, the checks would come in. But the whole way of doing things was so much different. And I miss it a lot of times, I miss it. And like you say, the competition was fierce, but what I felt about that time was it kept you really connected and grounded to a lot of people who had different aspects of the industry on lock. Today it's much different. It's a digital world, and you sometimes lose that interaction between people and those bonds that you were able to form way back in the day, even with even other artists. So it's just a little different today. Times have changed, but I've been through it all from CDs. We don't even I still get CDs pressed when I have a project, but it's like CDs aren't where your sales are anymore.
Right. Like who has a CD player? I don't even own one anymore.
Right.
I don't even have it in my car. Or I got Bluetooth.
No. Yeah,
Everything's
exactly.
Bluetooth. So that's that's another thing that I look at where people lose some money because now you can't burn a CD and sell a CD. Now everything through
No.
social media, and not everybody wants to buy anything on social media. Everybody wants to go through the black market and get everything for free, and or
Yeah.
pay cheaper money for it. Skippy White's, because I'm from Boston. I remember Skippy
Yeah.
White. I used to,
You do?
I used to go there and buy my albums. And my boy was a DJ, so he had to go there and buy albums and scratch and cut and stuff.
Yeah, they were good to me. Skippy White was, and so then I wonder, like, what happened to these people? Like, where are they now? A lot of those stores closed down, and we had one very successful one here in Atlanta at the time. It was called Earwax. That was an amazing store for indie artists and all artists, really. It's no longer there. We have another one here now, still. Daryl and down in Little 5 Points, who is wonderful, and he's hanging on. But we just lose touch over the years with the changes in technology.
Right, and that's exactly what happened. Technology changed, so there's no use for records anymore unless you're a DJ. Because remember, back when we was young, we had record players in our house where you can go buy an album and play it in your house.
Yeah.
So we don't have that. That's why I think here in Boston, a lot of it faded away. All those businesses faded away. We do have one still out here. Rusty, my boy Rusty, the Toe Jammer.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot what the name of it. I think is Tower Records. It's called Tower Records, and
Oh,
that's the only one that I know here in Boston that still have vinyl. Um,
wow.
yeah, he still have vinyls, and is the only one around. So if anyone needs any vinyl, they need to go there.
All of
Um,
our tower records closed. I think almost in every part of the country they're gone.
yeah. So he still has it. And that's the only one. Once that goes, there's nothing else.
Yeah, yeah.
And DJs need those because DJs they don't even need them no more because now you
Nah.
can put the turntables and play off the computer and scratch off that. So that eventually is going to disappear as well. But
But that sound is not the same still. It's a big market for vinyl because the sound, especially in your home listening experience, it's
yes,
different. Maybe it doesn't come across in the club, but at home, people love vinyl. But, vinyl is so expensive just to press. And it's almost like you have to sell a record for $40, $50 to even, do anything as an artist with it. But, a lot of people, collectors really still, want vinyl.
right. So in your career, who have you had the pleasure to meet or even collaborate and make music with?
I met a lot of people over the years. I've shared the stage with a lot of people. Eric Roberson is one that's great. I recently did a collaboration with Mr. Eric Seitz, who did Rock the Boat for Aaliyah and did a lot of Aaliyah stuff. He's worked with Jay-Z and a lot of others. So we did that song called That Good Love. I've collaborated with a jazz artist named Funky Boy, who's actually worked largely with me in my debut project, but he's a Billboard charting artist. And then a lot of the indie artists, I mean, we've been on shows together and done a lot of stuff together, and just been in the same company and shared space with a lot of the majors, and just had a good time on the journey, meeting all these people, and of course, living in Atlanta. Names escape me immediately, but just by virtue of being here, I've met some of everybody and been able to be on stages with that so many people have graced, and Atlanta really is a hub for entertainment these days, and so it's just been a wonderful journey. Meeting people, collabing, getting to know. It's just journey's still evolving.
Right, and that's the beautiful part of it. That's what I love about it. Will is the meeting people part.
Yeah,
The amazing people you meet along your journey, um, and the great people that you connect and collab with that help you uplift yourself and put you in position to be better. Um, and that's what I love about it. I'm a talk show host, but I'm also an actor. And I did music, so I'm my foot's it's touching a little bit of
yeah,
everything, a little
yeah,
bit of everything. The music I left alone because it's to me it's just too much. It's overrated. It's just too much hip hop. It's too many competition. So I left it alone. I said, you know what? I'm gonna leave this for the young boys. I'm gonna leave it for the young boys, and I'm gonna get into the filming industry. And I've done it. It's going pretty well for me. Thank God.
yeah.
And
Well, I
you know,
saw some pictures with like you and Dan Aykroyd or something.
oh,
Somebody.
Tom
No,
Arnold, and
Tom, was it Tom Arnold? Okay,
yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
So
was like, God, it's big things, big things.
yeah. So you know, I I position myself to get to that level. Coming from where we come from, only a few of us make it to get to that point. And and the reason, I post stuff up like that not to show off or hit nobody over the head. I post my things up with celebrities so that people can know that it is possible to do.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And if I can do it coming from where I come from, anyone can do it. You just got to want it, you know, and put the work in, because it's not just going to land on your lap. You got to put the work in, you
got
know,
to.
and that's the message that I want to portray when people see me with celebrities. They see me with David Jones, which played in Star Trek. I got pictures with him. I got pictures with Tom Arnold. I got pictures with Richard Pryor Jr. I got with L.B. Shore. Uh, you name. I got pictures with a lot of celebrities, right?
Hmm.
And I post them to encourage others to that want to do what I do to go out and do it, because it is possible, but you have to want it. Same thing like as music. If you want your music to get to a certain level, you got to keep pushing. You got to
Yeah,
keep
you gotta
pushing.
want it. You gotta want it, and it's not easy work. I do it because I love it. I would never set out to do this solely as a career move. Like I would not set out to do this just because of the business aspect, because I think that you would be fighting a losing battle. I think that this is something that you have to love, because what people don't often realize is that number one, it's not an overnight thing for you. If you're jumping into it for fame, that's the wrong reason. First of all, you
Right.
got to have a passion and a love for the music, and what you give to people has to be uniquely yours.
That's right.
So I think that you have to have the right reasons for doing it. So I do it because I have a love for it. I've just been fortunate to have a love for it, and people have appreciation and love for what I do. That's been the
Mhm.
blessing and the gift in it all, is that it's not only good for me or inspirational for me or an outlet for me. I have really been able to connect with people who, as people would say, fans or music lovers or what have you, who really vibe and really, ride with my music. And that's just been the blessing in it all.
Right. And I love it. I love R&B music because it's a different sound. It puts me in a different space.
Yeah.
And like you said, you have all these different types of music. Depending on how you feel, you listen to certain type of music. And I'm a chill guy. I'm a chill guy. I'm a laid back guy. I love to listen to R&B. You know, when I can, but I don't listen to all R&B because not all R&B is good.
Right,
It has to be
right.
specific people that I listen to. Um, but and overall, I think that R&B. it's not given the credit for me. This is just my opinion that it needs, and it's not being exposed like it should be, like hip hop.
Right.
Uh, and if you think about it, R&B was here first.
Hmm.
You know, this
Absolutely.
the slow jams and R&B was here before hip hop.
Yeah, we're just
And
celebrating 50 years of hip hop. R&B has been around, much longer than that.
oh, I
Much
mean,
longer
let's say
than
a thousand years ago.
that.
but,
Right.
but right, so where is the R&B celebration? Where is the celebration for the R&B singers? You know,
Yeah. You got to
because I
make
don't.
your own noise. It's like one of those things. You gotta have your own party, right? You got to bring people to you. And unfortunately, I mean, you're speaking truth, and I think it's just the position that R&B artists are in. Having to knock down your own doors or even create your own doors, just to still have just to be viable in the industry. But what I do know, just like you, is that people want to hear good music, and I've
Yes,
never been a trend chaser. If anything, I just deliver what I know feels good to me, which is soulful, which is something that people can vibe to. And I
amen.
often get, they're like, that's that good R&B that I'm missing, or this is what I've been missing. That makes me smile because it lets me know that, I don't have to chase a trend to be relevant. I don't
Right,
have to chase a trend to be a solid artist. I just have to be true to myself, and that's a reward enough.
right, and know what the people want to hear. You know,
Yep.
um, R&B music to me is is special because there's moments in my life where I need to hear a good R&B song to inspire me in some ways, and understand because there's a lot of messages behind R&B music versus hip hop. You hear cars, money, and women, and that's okay, but R&B is totally different, man. The messages come there, man. You can feel it in your soul. Sometimes it can make you cry, make you sad, make you happy, and that's what I love about the R&B music, you know. And
It's multifaceted. I mean, there's so many, people ask, do you ever, I'm asked sometimes, do you ever get tired of writing about love? Well, how do you get tired of writing about love? Because there's so many facets of love. It's like you can draw inspiration from your own life, you can draw inspiration from others,
mhm.
and it's just, you can talk about the good, you can talk about the bad, you can talk about the everyday. I mean, there's so many highs and lows, twists and turns, bends and curves. I mean, love is multifaceted, and I don't think you'll ever run out of, things to say. As long as you can place a melody, you should be good to go. Because there's so
Right,
many scenarios.
right, and I love love because
Yeah,
God is love, and if you love God, then you full of love, and I'm with
absolutely,
it. I'm with love all day, every day. I listen to love all day, you know.
absolutely.
So you know, I understand that. So, have you won any awards for your music that you have put out? Have you gotten some awards for them?
Yeah, I've won some independent R&B awards, some different things across the years. Most recently, I was nominated for Soul Track Male Artist of the Year award, and that's pretty big. That's about the biggest award as an indie artist that you could receive. I didn't win it, but the nomination meant a lot because that's just one of the biggest. It is the biggest award that an indie artist could receive. Soul Tracks has been so supportive of my career from day one. I mean, Chris and the guys and girls over there have just been amazing. I was nominated once for Georgia, the state of Georgia R&B Male Artist of the Year.
Mm,
So I've gotten some accolades over the years, and it's felt good. It always feels good when you are recognized for the body of work that you do. But again, it's not. I can't set out with that in mind because I think that always drives people down a different lane. If you start thinking about the win, you start thinking about how to get to the win.
right.
And so then it becomes formulaic in a negative way for me. So I just do what I do, and I appreciate when people take notice. I recently online on Instagram actually, Dorian Wilson, who played the you remember Mr. Ogilvy on the show with Monique, the Parkers.
The Parkers. Yeah,
The
yeah, yeah.
Parkers.
Okay.
So
Yes.
Dorian Wilson is the gentleman who played Professor Ogilvy, and so somehow he discovered my music, and he had sent me a message online. He was saying
That's
how he enjoyed it, and it was one of so just things like that, and that stuff like that happens. But that just comes to mind because it was fairly recent. So people. You just wonder sometimes how people discover you. You wonder how people come across your sound or
mhm.
stumble upon you. You just never know. You just put it out there, and with goodwill and good faith and whatever returns, you just celebrate it and be happy and appreciative of it.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. I agree, 100% with that. Who would you like to collaborate and do a song with if you had an opportunity?
A lot of
Hey, I'm
people.
throwing it out there. No, but yeah, we not a lot, but you got
my
one main person.
Yeah, yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. My dream collaboration would be Alicia Keys. I would love
Ooh, I
to
love
work with Alicia Keys. I think she is so multi-talented. That would be a dream collaboration. I would love to do something with Eric Roberson too. I
Okay.
think all of us in the indie realm, and he's from Philly, so I don't know if Rahway. I think actually, I think he's from Rahway, New Jersey. Spent a lot of time in Philly, but he's considered the king of independent R&B. He really paved the way for so many of us. And we started honestly roughly around the same time. He was in college at Howard University. I was at George Mason University in Northern Virginia. He was in DC. But he was making waves then, and he really, took that mantle and still carries it today. But he's probably the most well-known indie artist who has written a lot of wonderful songs for some mainstream artists too. So that would be a dream collaboration. But certainly, Alicia Keys would probably be the dream collaboration, I
Good
guess.
choice. Good choice. I saw, her, and Usher doing the thing on stage for the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of controversy over that, but
Well,
overall,
I can I just want to. Yeah. So I don't know if you're talking. If you're talking, are you talking about the controversy about the closeness?
yes, sir.
Okay. So I mean, you're selling a song. I mean, you people do videos every day.
Yeah,
People act the actors and actresses every day who do romantic scenes and there's nothing ever said. So I don't understand the scrutiny on Alicia Keys and Usher for having that moment on stage. I mean, they're obviously good friends. The chemistry is there for the creativity and they did a wonderful song together in the studio. They did a great job of bringing it to life. I mean, I just really don't. I think it's just one more thing for the shade room to talk about. you know,
right.
just what was just
Right. I agree with you. I heard Boozy talking about it,
yeah.
and the way he put it kind of made me think about it for a second too. I kind of felt back and said, okay, well, he might have a point there. Um,
Give it to
the
me.
way it was done, her expression like she wasn't expecting that.
Mhm.
It was kind of like, oh my god, like what are you doing? But she went with it because she's an artist. Um, and the fact that Usher does know she is married, and was it appropriate? Uh, it's a 50-50 thing, you
But I
know.
have to believe that they rehearsed. Now it's one thing, you don't ever hit a stage without rehearsing, especially the Super
Right,
Bowl stage.
right,
Um, it's one thing if she didn't expect it and it was not welcomed. I didn't get that from it, but then that's different. That is different. But I think that if this was and I haven't heard her come out and say anything. And in fact, Swiss
right,
even did some posts saying, he
right, right.
loved it. He was
Okay,
supportive of it. So I
okay,
think, in my view, if she didn't have an issue with it, and I just feel like it was playing, I feel like they probably
yeah,
rehearsed. But
right,
if she
right, right,
didn't, I'm sure Usher learned something in the process. So
right. Yeah, exactly. So but I love Usher. I love Alicia Keys. I mean, I grew up listening to them, you know, and I think that you guys, you R&B singers have so much talent and so much to bring out and say that you know there should be more doors opening. I just don't see know the doors opening like they should for you guys, and they should, because you guys work just as hard as a hip hop artist, or maybe even harder. You know, um,
But it's people
And
like you. It's people like you, honestly, Vic, who give us the platform and give us the chance. And you know that means a world of difference to. It makes a world of difference to all of us artists out here, especially not even just on the independent side, because you have mainstream R&B artists who are getting less spins on Spotify than I get because they're just not being promoted. The great thing I feel about me being an indie artist, I'm in 100% control of how my stuff is promoted, where it's going, what it's doing. And that can be good or bad. I mean, obviously, it would be wonderful to have a budget of a major label, but you look at some artists who release projects, and you a year before you find out that they even had a project out because the label has just kind of shelved it or met some kind of obligation just to release it. But it takes people like you. I would say I have a wonderful publicist who is great and responsible for this opportunity for me to talk to you. And Mickey, she's just wonderful and is,
yes,
tries to keep me in front of as many people as possible. And so but it takes a village, and it's just I like the growth that I've had over the years. It's been a
good.
slow burn, but it's been a burn. A dim light
Yeah,
still burns. So
yeah,
it feels good, and it's growing every day. My following grows more and more with each new release, and so I
right.
can't really complain. But I totally understand where you're coming from. I totally agree. But it just takes more outlets and more people like you to keep propelling and pushing us, to the next level.
Right. And that's what I'm here for, and I'm glad you said that because the same reason why I created my other show. I got two shows. I have this show and I have a show called the Don Vic Showdown Challenge, where I bring people like yourself that sing and I have them compete with other challengers to see what the voters thinks and who they think won. They'll go on to the next challenge to see who can get 6 straight wins and get to the finals uh, for a chance to win a prize. And it's not even much more for that. It's because there's talent out there that people don't know about,
Yeah.
right? Or people ain't heard. So I created this platform to give those individuals an opportunity to come on my show live and not just sing and challenge, but to promote their talent, to show their talent, to people know who they are, and maybe get a following through my platforms. As people say, "Wow, who the hell is this? This person's good. I'm gonna come back on the show and see who he's gonna or he or she's gonna go against next week. Next Saturday." And they're gonna build a band, what is it, a fan base
Yeah.
through my platform because I'm giving. I just opened this new show for that purpose because I know what it feels like, right? Well, when you're talented and nobody wants to give you an opportunity, no one wants to let you be heard, and I know how that feels.
I
So,
watched it last night, by the way.
oh, you did?
Yeah, I did. I watched your show last night, and I love the I can't remember the name right off, but I love the one she sang the Melissa Etheridge song. So
Oh, Katrina
yeah,
Santana.
yeah, 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 yeah. I
Yeah.
really liked her. I really liked her.
Okay. So see, so those are the type of people I
They
bring
both were
through.
good though. Both were
Yeah.
good,
Right.
but
And it's only going to get better because this is just the beginning. I'm only done. This is my like 5th week doing it. And from when I started to now, the people that are coming in are starting to get better and better.
yeah.
So on the March 16th, I have another show. It's going to be her, the same woman you saw last night,
Hmm.
against Josie, a young lady. She's 16 years old, but she
Awesome.
can really pipe. Okay. So it's going to get interesting because now the competition is getting better and better. Now we're getting better singers,
Yeah.
people that can really sing. So the competition is going to be really, really harder to vote on because now we're going to have good singers. We got good
Hmm.
singers, almighty, then we're going to get to the great singers. So I created that well just for that purpose, to promote them, to show the world that, you know, just because Will is not, in the industry, and he's not a Little Wayne, or he's not a Usher, he's still talented. He can sing
Hmm.
just as better or better than them, and he's not even, in the industry. So that's what I want people to see, that there are talented people out here that don't get opportunities or never been heard, or are shy to sing in front of public or in front of a stage, but they
Yeah.
feel comfortable in their home and so that's why I created to say, okay, now you're home, you're in front of 1,000 people, you're just in front of a screen, and you do your thing, and and I'm and I just want to show the world that there are great singers out here besides the ones that we usually look at every day when we think about music. You know,
Yeah, it's an awesome concept, and I think, yeah, like you're saying, you probably can't think of 10 mainstream R&B artists that are played on the radio today. I mean, I can't even think of five of it as I'm sitting here thinking that are played every day on the radio. But I
right.
think it's a wonderful platform that you're providing, and it just goes to show, like you were speaking about just a little while ago, these opportunities didn't exist back in the day. You didn't have these platforms to be able to showcase your talent. I remember growing
Mhm.
up, the closest thing to something like this would have been Star Search
Or the Apollo, or the
or the
Apollo.
Apollo. Yeah, the Apollo. So the social media just makes it opens up a whole new world for people who like you say, haven't crossed that line to being a professional yet, but you still have talent. And even YouTube, I mean, it's just opened the doors for just so many people. It's been a springboard for a lot of careers. So there are a lot of opportunities out here to really showcase your talent if that's what you want to do.
Right. And that's why, I created it, just to be able to give back. Um to the people, that do got talent, but don't get that opportunity to shine or to be heard. So they come on my show and I give them that opportunity. Now you just don't come on my show and sing, but you get to meet great people. You get to meet some of the judges that I have. Sometimes they're movie directors, producers, actors, that you never know. You might get that cause say, hey, I like that song. I want that song in my next film.
Yeah.
You
Yep.
just don't know. So those are the opportunities and the things that I give people, that you just don't come on my show and sing and hope to win six to get to the finals, but you meet amazing people on my show. You meet the next challenger that you might like and say, man, you sing good. I want to collab with you and make a song with you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I can make that happen. I can connect you and make it happen. Director says, you know what, that guy Will, I love his song. I would like to have that, open up for my film. Okay, well, I'm gonna make the connections. So there's other things besides you coming on my show and singing that you have opportunities to get involved with.
Yep.
You can get into the film. You can get, someone can call you, say, hey, I like that song, I want that theme song, or something, or you just don't know. But those are the opportunities that I give. And I know so many other podcasts. I mean, I know
Right.
so many
Yeah.
people that I can say, well, I'm gonna send you over here. I'm gonna send you to Mike Wagner. I'm gonna send you over to PDX. My friend here, Emmy, she's a podcast as well. A lot of these people here that you see got their own podcasts where
Yeah.
I can send you over there. You can get on their platform and talk about it. I can send you to Mike Wagner. Mike, you can get on his platform, Rebecca Mahan, and so on. And so now you're starting to spread wings on different platforms. You
And it
know,
takes a village. I believe I've done Mike Wagner before. Actually, it's interesting you mentioned the name. I think I've done Mike Wagner's show in the past, but it definitely takes a village to get the word out and to promote. And so it's a wonderful thing that it's a
right.
wonderful concept that you have. And the thing about it is you're consistent. And so
Mhm.
your consistency is going to pay off not just for you, but for the show itself and for what that means for people appearing on your show. I mean, that consistency is going to be key for making a difference in the lives of them, as singers and everybody who's on that platform with you, and for your career as well. So it's a
Yeah.
wonderful thing. I enjoyed it yesterday. I'll definitely say
Thank you.
that it
Thank
was
you.
it was it was wonderful spotlight.
Right. And that's, and it's the beginning. Well, maybe in the future I have people like yourself and my other R&B singer, what's his name? T Ward Williams, something like that. T
Okay.
Williams.
Yeah.
And participate. Because it's starting. It's only been like 6 weeks, and I can see the growth in the
Yep.
singers, the wanting to be a part of it, which is a great thing. And
Yeah.
and all I want to do, Will, is help people, right?
Absolutely.
I
Yeah.
just want to help people get to where they want to get to. And if I got the connection to do that, then I'm going to do so, because what I'm after, and I say this all the time, I'm after the blessings,
Yeah.
right? It's not about my show, it's not about me, it's about you. It's about where I can place you, help you go to the next level. Because the blessings that come after that for me uh are imaginable, and also gives me power to uplift others, because I don't want to be
Yeah.
on the top by myself. You know what I mean? I
Absolutely.
want, I want my team to be up there. I don't want to be the only one getting a reward. I want everybody getting a reward, or an award.
On top alone is it's a lonely place to be. So
Yeah.
you want
Yeah,
somebody to share it with, right?
exactly. But so out of all the songs you wrote,
Mm-hmm.
which one do you identify with the most, that you can say, man, this is like me right here?
Oh man, I've never been asked that question that way. Um, Let me look back at some of my. um, ooh,
Oh, you're funny, Will.
um, I don't know. That I identify with the most.
Say a song that you can say, man, this is all me. Like, this is me. You know.
It's my will. That was on my first project.
Okay.
Um, that was an amazing song. And it just talks about love, and I think it describes me, who I
There
am,
you
in
go.
terms of giving of love. And the song basically says, "I do it all because I love you. I do it all because I need you."
Mhm.
Um, and it just talks about being there and being in the moment and just loving that person. And it's not forced. It's not contrived. It's just a true love that you're given, not for reciprocity, but obviously you would, getting reciprocity in return. But it's just pure and simple. I'm doing this all because I love you, and it's
Right.
nothing extra added to it. It's my admiration and devotion to you. So I think in its simplest form, that's, to me, represents love. That, to me, represents, why we should give love. It shouldn't be forced. It should be
Right.
natural and free flowing.
Amen.
So I think back to that moment of writing that song, and it was just real. It was just real. It was just a real song.
Right. And I
Yeah.
only ask you that because me, as also a musician, a writer and stuff. Those certain songs that I wrote that describe me, and not just me, but my life in general. And so I'm really close to certain songs of mine, because it describes my lifestyle, me, what I've been through. Versus just me,
Yeah,
singing a love song for a woman. You know,
absolutely.
so that's why I asked you that question, because there's songs that you write that you're more attuned to than others that you write. Um,
Yeah,
and those are the special ones for me, in my opinion, are the ones that you really relate to, because it reminds you of you.
yeah. Well, that was
So
a great question. I'm gonna. Yeah, I thought I had heard just about all questions. So, and usually I'm ready to go as soon as they're fired off because I've heard them so much. But that one, I'll have my answer ready for the next interviewer who brings on. That's for sure.
yeah, and this is always good to know. I like to dig into my guests and kind of find out where their heart's at, because
Yeah,
that's important to me, to know, what you feel and how you feeling, and what are your thoughts, because that's because when you express yourself, I can take some of that,
yeah.
and embrace that, and say, what will touch me today with what he said, you know what I mean, and I'm going to take that in consideration, and maybe see if it works for me. uh
Well, and I feel that this could be the difference in, a songwriter and someone who sings other people's songs. I mean, I think that the emotion is conveyed differently when you feel it, when you feel the lyric,
mhm.
versus being given a lyric and to sing it. And so I get exactly where you're coming from because, if a singer is really identifying or really feeling or has been able to place themselves in that moment, the delivery is just going to be so much stronger and so much better, and it's going to translate where the receiver is going to be able to feel that. You know, it's going to unearth some emotions within the person who's hearing the song.
Right. Amen. So my good friend Emmy says she's curious if you ever had any type of paranormal experiences. She's always taking me to the left. Thank you, Amy. But
It's interesting. I don't really talk about it, but I've had not where I've had an out of body experience, so to speak, but I feel like I've had an experience where I've experienced something that happened that was inexplainable
mm,
when I was in college regarding some shoes of mine being placed from in my own room. I was asking for a certain sign and woke up the next morning, and I know for sure that my shoes had moved from one location to another. So I did have that experience.
oh
Again, I
wow.
don't talk about it. You know, people don't. When you say things, people think you're crazy or you're
Right.
far left. But I feel deeply, and I know at that time that that happened, and I still feel to this day that
Right.
that certainly happened. Yeah,
Wow. That's awesome to know.
yeah,
The paranormal it's a very um interesting world,
yeah,
and my friend here, Emmy, she's a paranormal investigator, and among all, I know so many. And they go out there and they do stuff to show the non-believers that this
oh
do
yeah,
exist. Because when you and I were growing up, all we know was heaven and hell, right?
yeah,
We wasn't really told about what's in between, right? And that's the paranormal. Those are the people that don't cross over to heaven or don't go
yeah.
to hell. They just lingering around, a planet. It's just a spirit. This a lost spirit just lingering around, and we, a lot of people don't know that. So that's when the
I
paranormal.
it's real. I mean, I think about, and this happens to me often. I'll think hard about something, or I'll be thinking about someone, and it's just a matter of, and my phone is. I'll look at my phone, and there'll be a message from that person, or I'll be thinking intensely about something or someone, and my phone will ring, and it'll be that person, or just something random that will happen. Um, so there's something to it. I mean, there's something there because it has happened more times in my life for me to discount it as a coincidence. I
Right,
know that. Yeah.
right, right, and that's amazing. And I'm a send you her information because she would love to have you on her show
Okay.
as well. You see what I'm saying? This is how it works, baby. More promotion. I'm trying to tell you. Okay, and
Wonderful.
and this is why I love my show, and not just my show, but my circle. These are people that I admire and I love because
Yeah.
they're willing to also help expose, and this is what it should be, and it should always be like this to help our guests get in other platforms and talk about um their talent and their experiences in life, and and to tell you the truth, well, this is how I got to my position. By doing this podcast, I've gotten to know these amazing people and to become and to get into the filming industry.
Yeah.
They open doors. This show opened doors for me, and I want to be able to open doors for you and everyone else that comes into my on my platforms. You know,
That's awesome. Yeah.
yeah, because what people don't know is what Will's going through. What people don't know is how hard you work to get to where you at. People don't know, you know, your struggle. You know that you go through day by day to do what you need to do to survive or to be here today talking to me or to even create music and and I think it's important for you to let people know what you think and how you feel and how you got to where you got to and how hard it was because it's not
Yeah.
easy.
That's
you
right.
know it's not easy. Nothing, no one put nothing in your hand to get you where you at. It's your hustle. you
Having
know
the gift, having the gift is one part of the formula, and people think that that is the formula, but that's not the total formula. That might be the biggest aspect, but you have to have a lot of other things working for you, with you, and in your favor.
Right. And what I've learned, Will, in this, in this circle that I'm in is that a lot has to do with what you know. True,
Hmm.
I believe that, but it's who you know too.
Oh yeah,
Because
definitely.
I know a lot of people that ain't gone through industries and are in positions where some musicians ain't even there yet, and they still trying. So that tells me it's who you know that can push those buttons to get you to the next level, get you to the right people, and I truly believe that. So, um, what project are you working on now? What's next for you?
Yeah, so I'm actually excited. I'm working on another project. This will be my fifth project. Slated for release in April. I think I'm just a little bit behind my timeline, but much progress is taking place right now. It's I'm excited about it. It's going to be some wonderful music on it. One song from the project has already been released, and that's "Of Course I Lied." Um, which is a wonderful R&B ballad. It kind of talks about the other side of love. It's about a situation where people are no longer in love, but which is another facet of love, right? And so,
Right.
and so I just think that this project is going to be it's going to be a progression to what I've already done. I'm just excited, about releasing it and getting it wrapped up really. So my mind is in the mode to just get in the studio, get it wrapped up, and I've had some delays here this year, but we're going to work hard to get back on track. And this is actually my first interview that I've done this year,
Mm,
which is rare for me. But I took my father passed away about a month ago,
I'm
and
sorry
so
to hear that.
that's thank you. That's been a little challenge, but we roll on, and so like I said, I'm getting back in the thick of things here. So
Right. Well, as far as interviews, I mean, I can get you all the interviews you want. You know what I mean? You already got another one coming, and you only got one coming. And this is why I'm here for.
yeah,
Is to try to see what I can help you with. Besides you coming on my show. And see if I can, help you in any form or way with plugging you with the right people, and to get to other things, because you gotta be flexible, in this industry that we're in, and because I went from music to doing a podcast
yeah,
to an actor, you
yeah,
know, and I love them. I love all three of them, but I have to choose one that I love the most, and that's this and acting. That's what my life is about, and helping people. And
absolutely.
so I'm gonna connect you with Amy, so you can come on her show. She has a phenomenal show, and then you can talk about the paranormal. 'Cause she's a paranormal investigator.
Well, she
But
can school me. I saw that she said that I have the power of manifestation, and I often
yeah,
say that the
oh, right
things
here,
that
right
I
here.
have when they come and go, I get the glimpses, and it's always like, but I don't know when it's coming. I don't know what to do with it. I just know that these things have happened. And I always say to myself, you know, if I could have recognized that as this, if I could have recognized it as what was about to happen, but it doesn't work like that for me. So I'm
Right,
not someone who has command of it. It just
right.
it just happens. And I look back and think that was bigger than a coincidence. That was real. Yeah.
Well, you know what? Well, sometimes we need to look deep within ourselves, because we all are gifted. We all have a gift, and sometimes it takes a long time for you to figure out the gift that God gave you, to figure out how it works. I got the same gift. Like I predict things, and I see things before they happen, and so I know that's my gift. My sister
Yeah.
has it, and it comes from my ancestor, my grandmother, my great grandmother. They all were in some way, somehow, with with the paranormal.
Mm.
Um, so there's certain things that I see and do that my sister can't do, and there's things that she can do that I can't do. But I didn't know that till it took me years to figure out. You know,
Yeah.
just like to figure out how God works, how God worked with me. Now I understand how He works with me. It's not
Right.
when I want it or how I want it. It's when He wants and when I deserve it.
That's right. And it's on his time. Not at all.
Exactly. Amen to
Yeah.
that. So and patience. I was never a patient guy. I wanted things right away, and things always went to the left. So I learned how to be patient,
Yeah.
and I learned how to listen and understand. And and he was guiding me, and he guided me through it. That's why today I'm a better listener, um, and very patient with things. I don't go crazy when I can't get something. And I've learned too, also, Will, that I don't know if you ever been in this position where you want something or you're going to get something and you're so sure you're going to get it, and then you don't get it. The next person gets it.
Every day.
Okay, so
No, but yeah, of course. And then you say, I worked hard for this, and and you start to try to size them up, and you say, well, how did they deserve it? It's
right,
favor, favor on different people at different points in time. It's like, you can't rationalize that because it's not ever going to be rational for you.
right, and what I say to that is, before I used to get mad. Oh man, I work so hard, man. You.
Yeah.
But what I realized how God works is just like this. He took me to where I wanted to be. Right.
Yep.
I thought I had it, but you got it. You know why you got it? Because it was your time. It wasn't my time.
Yep.
So I learned how God works. He took me where I needed to be, right? He said, "You can get there. I'm gonna put you where you want to be, but don't get mad because it's not your time. It's
Right.
Will's time." So Will's gonna take over where you think you're gonna get. Will's getting it because it's Will's time. So I had to understand that. I had to understand how God works because He put you in places and He do certain things, and 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 I feel like it's a test all the time.
Hmm.
Testing my faith in Him. Testing my patience with Him. He said, "You've been patient enough. I took certain things that belong to you and gave it to Will, but you've been honest. You've been faithfully working hard, and you understand me now. I'm gonna bless you. Bam.
Yeah, and
And
you have to celebrate others. Don't withhold celebration from others. I've never been that envious individual. I'm
yes,
always, uplifting and happy for the other
right,
person because just like you, I know, what's in the cards for me. I feel
right,
like that, and so I'll never be negative about anybody else's success. So God has been way too good to me, even now, for me to, and notwithstanding all the great things He has in store, He's
right,
already been too good to me to be angry or upset about what someone else,
right. Or jealous,
a
or
win.
jealous of someone
Right.
else. Like
Yeah.
that's not, you know. And I just be grateful of Him just giving me life to wake up another day. You
Yeah.
know, I'm grateful for that. But the fact that He's given me the opportunity to help others, to me, that's amazing because I used to be that selfish guy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If it wasn't about me, if he wasn't talking money and it wasn't about me, I don't want to hear it. You feel me?
Right.
But but I overgrew that and I understand it now, how he works, how he wants me to work for him.
That's
Because
right.
I do things, but I really work for God. I everything I do for him and for the people. And I say that my heart is I'm not pure. When I say pure, not that I ain't committed no sins, I have,
Right.
but I
Right.
mean pure where there's no jealousy in my heart. There's no envy. I don't have hate in my heart. I love people, and I embrace that. That's something that I fiend for.
Yeah.
I
Absolutely.
fiend for that. And so I think you're in a great path. I think you're going to be successful at what you do. Um, and it's all about pushing. Well, you got to never stop, keep pushing,
Yeah.
pushing, pushing, pushing till you can't push no more. And see, where you end up at the end of the road.
That's
Um,
right.
but I want to thank you for coming on the show, for being patient. Um, I also want to thank you for the amazing music that you put out. Um, and again, if I can help you in anything, and I can do it, definitely, I'll definitely do it. Um, but
Thank you. I appreciate it. I just want to say, of course you're welcome, but just thank you again for the opportunity. Thank you for the platform, and
Always.
I'm sure we will be in communication again on this journey.
Yeah.
It's
Oh
just
yeah.
wonderful that this is just the beginning. This is our connection point, but we will certainly, like I said, be in touch again.
Yeah, and you in Atlanta, right?
I'm in Atlanta, not Atlantic City.
Yeah. I got some DJs out there. My man DJ Mike, he from Atlanta. He from New York. He moved to Boston. Now he out
Okay,
there in Atlanta. He's a great DJ. I think his son is doing some rap, and he's really good. Um,
awesome.
I think that you and Mike can get along very well. Mike is he's a very great guy, and
Okay,
he makes beats too. He makes beats, and I see the piano behind you. I think that if you guys can get together as well, you guys can come out with some R&B and hip hop. I love that.
yeah,
I love the hip hop with R&B mix, man. I think
I
that's
do
like
too.
the best music ever. So I can talk to Mike, and if something he wants to do, then I'm gonna link you up with him, send
Perfect.
you his info since you're already in Atlantic City. I mean, sorry, Atlanta. Atlanta, I gotta get
You
Atlanta
want me
City.
to be? You want me to be a gambler so bad?
No, no, no. You don't have to be a celebrity boxing. You don't have to be a celebrity boxing.
Okay, boxing. Okay, all right, all
Yeah.
right.
So, but that's another thing. My good friend Damian Feldman, he's the owner and founder of Celebrity Boxing, and they fight all the time
Oh wow,
in Atlantic
yeah,
City. And he does have artists that come and open for fights. He has
yeah.
artists that come on stage on the ring and sing or walk out one of the fighters.
Would love to do it.
Yeah, yeah. That's something I can talk to him about, and see if that's something that we can get you to do as well, or even fighters that sometimes need a walkout. Need someone to sing a song for them to come out to the ring. Um, I can talk to some fighters about that as well too. If they're willing to have an R&B singer walk them out to the ring with a song. Uh,
You do it all, man. You have all the connects.
Yeah, I'm God is giving them to me for a reason,
Yeah,
because I'm not a selfish guy. It's not about me, I don't like I said earlier, I don't want to be the only one on the top. I want to see everybody. If I can bring everybody, man, then I'll do, because that's just who I am. But um I'm gonna look into that and talk to some of the fighters, and see if they'd be willing to, if they have anybody to bring them on. If they do want somebody, then I got you in mind. I'm gonna make sure I link you up with them, and then you guys can take it from there. Uh,
absolutely.
so whatever I can do for you, well, you got my my direct number. You can text me, say, hey, Vic, I'm looking for this. Can you help me? And if I can do it, then it's done. You know,
Absolutely. I
I
see
got no.
Mickey in the room too, so shout
Yeah,
out to her again. I don't know if she missed us talking about her a little while ago, but
no, she was in here. I was
was she in
watching.
there? Oh, okay.
Yeah, she was in here. She was in here. Mickey's amazing. I just had a
You
meeting
know,
with
it's she stays up late with me, because we talk. I mean, she's in London, so she's like what 5 hours ahead of me. So, but she stays up and waits on my responses, so I appreciate
That's awesome. Look, I got my
it.
my other brother here, Mark Lee. He's a rock star. He's a paranormal investigator as well, but he has a band, and he sings rock music. He's out of
Awesome.
Chicago, Spencer, Chicago, somewhere out there, Illinois. But he's a great guy. So I'm going to connect you with Emmy. I'm gonna send you her information after the show. I'll text it to you, and you can go on her show. Okay, he said decade, decadence, whatever. Okay, so and you can come on her show, and then from there, there's gonna be other shows that you're gonna be asked to be in, because Emmy's amazing. She got her husband got another show called the Wee Woo Show.
Okay, all right.
So um
And if anybody wants to, I'm on socials, all the socials, but primarily, most frequently, I should say, on Instagram. I think you're on Facebook most of the time. That's why we were so trying to figure out how to get this thing connected here for the live today. But on IG, it's the Will Preston, so TheWillPreston, and of course on Facebook, it's Will Preston Music. So.
Right. So where can they find your music? Is it on Instagram? Just on Instagram, Spotify?
No. Well, music is everywhere. So it's on Apple, it's on Amazon, it's on Spotify, it's on all of them. Tidal, everything. Yeah, it's out there. It's out there.
Okay, cool. Just in case people want to hear your music, they know where to log into. So yeah, I want to thank you, Will. I think you're an amazing guy, and I think you got a bright future. And again, if there's other avenues that you want to test the waters, and I can help you, then just reach out to me, and I can see if I can get you in other things besides the music. Sometimes it's best to have different doors to work.
Yeah.
Something don't work, you can come over here. I got a good guy, just real quick. His name is Shug Jackson. Shug Jackson. He came on my show. He's a R&B artist like yourself, and now he's into filming. He got an opportunity to get in a movie, an army film. I haven't even got into a damn army film, and he already in it. Okay, but this is what happens, and he's a great guy, but these opportunities can also happen for you as well. So just be open-minded for anything that might come your way.
Absolutely. It's always well received.
Okay, so you have a good night. Thank you so much for coming on the show. I want to thank Mickey Solar for making this connection happen. Mickey, you're amazing. My love and kisses over there. And I see you guys. I'll be in LA next week, March 16th, for the Showdown Challenge with Josie and Katarina Santana. Make sure you guys tune in for that.
And if you're in Atlanta, hit me up.
Oh yeah, I'm coming down to Atlanta. I'm going to come there soon. I just got a lot of stuff that I got to get out the way for.
I understand.
You feel me? But when I do touchdown, I'm gonna be your Will. We here. Come down. Let's go have some dinner. Let's go meet some people that I know out here. You know what I mean? And see what happens.
Absolutely. Thanks so much again. Have a great afternoon.
You're welcome, my brother.
All right.
Peace. Yeah, folks, that's Will Preston out of Atlanta. Great guy. You guys see how humble he is. Hold on a second. So Emmy, his name is Will Preston. Look him up and send him a request. Let him know that you seen him here on my show, so he know who you are. I'm gonna send him your information as well as soon as I get out of here. But I want to thank everybody. Mark, Emmy, Mike, I see you next week in LA. Mickey, Maribel, thank you for logging in. Appreciate the love. And everyone else that's watching on YouTube. Thank you guys. And again, if anyone wants to be a part of the Showdown Challenge, you want to sing, you want to get an opportunity to challenge someone and maybe get to the finals for a chance to win a prize, inbox me and we'll make it happen. Okay? So you guys have a good day, good night. Good day. And I'll see you guys on March 16th. All right? With that being said, I'm going to let y'all go with peace, love, respect. Y'all know the vibes. I'm out of here. Peace.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top.
Yo, no, I ain't the type to to give up. If I do something, man, I do it till I get what I want. I turn a business out of nothing into something I love. I got a poker face, but honestly, I'm not one to bluff. I flip a switch, never miss, man, I always stay up. Don't let them see you, bitch, always have a plan to stay tough. This life ahead of you ain't easy, it was built to be rough. But that's what makes a personality, is tragedy, bruh. So keep your head on your shoulders. Now we ain't out here moving rocks, we out here moving boulders. Now we ain't getting posterized, we out here making posters. And we ain't got nothing to hide, we move forward like soldiers. You better wake up for the pace up, or you'll pay up. Don't make love to the game, bruh, fuck the game up. Change up, rearrange stuff to your greatness. Same us for the way up, play the game, bruh.
Never stop, I'll get it if I want it. Gotta make to myself a promise. I won't quit, keep going till I got it. I won't give up till I'm on top, yeah.